earth is at rest and is quiet, then break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious.
Because the Lord is going to restore everything. You're going to have a total different vibration on the earth, a total different smell. You're not going to be walking down the street and smell shit and piss, you know, and no foul odors or nothing like that, because the lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration. You know, you're going to see the aura and how things are going to change and how elevated things are going to be. Our senses are going to be heightened, you know? Everything about us is going to be glorified.
For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old. But the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build, and another inhabit. They shall not plant, and another eat. Whereas the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, saith the Lord.
The Lord said that on the Heavenly Father's right hand there are pleasures evermore. And it says that I have not seen neither ear heard the things which the Lord hath prepared for them that wait for him. You know, there's a whole another world of greatness that awaits us when the kingdom of heaven is established. It's not seen in this society. In this society, we only see carnal things that reason offers in this society. But when the kingdom is established, the Lord is going to open us up to a whole nother world, you know, of pleasure, of knowledge, of wisdom, understanding, you know, just, I mean, can't even be put into words, you know, because our imagination only goes but so far.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into today, you know, is dealing with another morning news and prophecy. All right, and this saying, all right, make America Biotech accelerated. Okay, which is nothing but the merging of man and machine. All right, and what we have to understand, all right, this devil, Esau Edom, all right, he's trying to tap into Godhood on the left hand side. All right, and in his mind, the more he can merge people with his technology, the more control he has. Okay, so let's get this real quick. Isaiah 14:14. It says, I will climb to the highest heavens and be like the Most High. Okay, and this is the thoughts of this devil. This is the counsel that they're having amongst their upper echelon, is them becoming likened unto the Most High. Okay, and they see technology, and AI, okay, as a path, to godhood. Okay, so now, all right, they're pushing the agenda, okay, to merge, all right, uh, machine and man, because that gives them more control because they control the machines. You see? So they want people, tapped in, okay, to, their technology to the point to where they merge people with technology. All right. And that's one of the main agendas, of this new world order. All right. And their main technology they want people to merge with is the sea hip. Okay. So you had let's go here real quick. All right. And then we're gonna go into it, because these devils, hey, Trump was, you know, one of the biggest psyops ever. This whole Trump make America great again, all right, mantra, okay, and psyop. All right, hey, this was one of the biggest enchantments and psyops these devils have ever done under this guy Trump. Okay, because through Trump they're getting off so many agendas, and they're moving so fast. They never made this many leaps and bounds with any other president. Speaking of the elites, okay, because the president is their do boy, their front man, okay, of the agenda. Okay, he's the warlock on center stage. Okay, whether you love him or hate him, you see. But ultimately, we're finna see everything that these devils are doing be frustrated. Okay, the Lord finna frustrate it, man. Okay, it's Isaiah 44:24. It said, "Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, thy Redeemer, and He that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, and spread abroad the earth by myself." Okay, so the Heavenly Father, He has to put out a reminder that He is, because and see in the time now, especially, you have an imitator in the earth, Esau Edom. The devil, he imitates to be the chosen people. Okay, and he imitates to be the Most High. He's an imposter, man. Okay, on all levels. So only the Lord alone, all right, can be the Most High. All right, and what this devil is attempting to do, all right, he's gonna buckle under their pressure. It's like someone trying to squat, too much weight. All right, and knowing all the signs that he ain't got it. Okay, and he buckle under the weight. Well, this is what the devil is doing. He's trying to be the Most High, and we're finna see this man buckle under that weight, man, because he having a hard time trying to get this thing off the ground. He's running into a lot of, pitfalls, man, and that's why he's just finna lose it and wild out. Okay, Isaiah 44:25, it said that frustrated the tokens of liars and maketh diviners mad and turneth wise men backward and make their knowledge foolish, man. And this is what the Lord is about to do. Okay, all this lying and scheming and plotting and millions and billions and trillions invested, okay, into this agenda. Okay, the Lord is finna frustrate this man. Okay, all this witchcraft and all these enchantments, that he's put on the masses over these years, all that's finna be for naught. All right, and the Most High said He gonna turn them backwards, man. So this man finna go from attempting to being a god to slavery, man. This man finna go backwards, and all this research and technology and research and development, R&D, as they call it. Okay, all this gonna be for naught, and you gonna look like a goddamn fool at the return of Yahushua, man. And everything that this devil doing is finna collapse on top of his ass, man. So yeah, let's get into it. I got a couple videos. So first, let's get this one. All right, now I'm gonna put the link. Now this video about 2 hours long, but we just gonna get a little snippet out of it because they touch on a lot of things and they telling you, you know, where AI is going as far as, you know, being integrated into, you know, his hospitals, you know, which they talk about in China, how you have fully automated hospitals where the whole hospital is just AI. You don't see a person. Okay, this is madness, man. The hospital, you know, his P pharmaceutical industry is already deadly enough. Okay, but now he's going to fully automate them. You know, with hospitals in China, and China is ahead of the curve of what they want to do everywhere. Okay, but this video here, well, we gonna start like at the 50-minute mark. Just play a little snippet. Okay, but if you start like at the 25-minute mark and just listen from there. Okay, and it's complete madness what this devil has going on. Okay, but so let's go here. You know what I'm saying, this is a pretty good channel to watch. You know, this is my third, fourth video in the last couple of weeks. You know, so it's a pretty good channel to watch. You know, they touch heavy, you know, with the technocracy. All right, that these devils are trying to establish. Okay, especially this guy here to the top right, Patrick Wood. You know, so let's play a little bit of this. All right, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I think.
Yes, I think that's right. So we'll present it. I'll read this while we're getting that squared away. But this is from RFK. He says the mission to make America healthy again is MAHA, includes MABA, Make America Biotech Accelerate. President Trump showed in his first term what happens when you unlock the American science breakthroughs happen fast. Now we're going to do it again. We know the power of US biotech. It's time to let it flourish, not tie it up in red tape, misalignment, and a process that gives the edge to foreign interests and large incumbents. We're clearing the path to transform great science into real cures at lower cost and better health for the American people. Life science and biotech are at the heart of that. So yeah, this is a
So now, all right, because remember, Trump ran under the guise of "Make America Great Again." You know, that was his whole thing. All right. So you started with MAGA, you know, which that goes into Satanism. Brothers went into that. All right. So this guy here, let's get this guy, RFK. All right, was he from one of those elite families, the Kennedys? All right. So Robert Kennedy Jr. was supposed to be, you know, this healthy, you know, he came with MAH. All right. It says this from RFK. The mission to make America healthy again includes MABA, Make America Biotech Accelerate. Wait a minute. So this guy was supposed to be against, you know, the juice, and he's supposed to be this radical. He's supposed to be against, you know, the chemicals that they put in foods. You know, he's just supposed to be this, you know, health, okay, hero for America. Okay, which all these years of the destruction that they put in the food, what the hell is this man going to do in months when people are finished? Okay, the foods that people have access to, okay, is a slow poison, man. The majority of foods, okay, you know the ingredients, man. This man is not going to undo all this poison that these people have in food. So this whole thing of make America healthy again was another hoax. But then what did he link that to? Make America biotech accelerate. Now what does that have to do with health? Okay? But he's gonna present it as if it's for health. All right. Now let's read on what he said. It said President Trump showed in his first term what happens when you unlock American science. Breakthroughs happen fast. And then that's why you have that whole what trust the science rhetoric. Okay? Trust the science. All right? Was ultimately trust the devil and his witchcraft. You see? So when you keep reading this, it said President Trump showed in his first term what happens when you unlock American science. Breakthrough happens fast. And he's talking about the juice. Operation Warp Speed, that was under Donald Trump. Okay, and you Americans are so goddamn dumbed down. All right, that a man can commit mass, okay, pretty much you know, genocide on the masses through their potion. Okay, and then you cry for this nigga to be the president. Like he has your best interest in mind. All right, it says now we're going to do it again. Now we're going to do it again. Okay, and this time it's with biotech. Okay, and the ultimate biotech is going to be that C-hip. Okay, and hey, they hit the ground running, with Trump in office, man. Okay, they know how the offense all the way. Okay, it says we know the power of the U.S. biotech. It's time to let it flourish, not tied up in red tape. And it's talking about the government. Why do you think they've been slicing and dicing the government and getting rid of, regulations and barriers? Okay, for this tech. Okay, the restrictions. So when he said not tied up in red tape, he talking about what? Slashing more of the government. Okay, it says in a process that gives the edge to foreign interests and large incumbents, we're clearing the path to transform great science into a real cure at lower cost and better health for the American people. Life science and biotech are the heart of that. Okay, and this biotech, his ultimate biotech, okay, biotechnology, which is transhumanism, merging man with machine, is the C-hip. Okay, now the brother, hopeful leg 3, the brother Yaquab. Let's go here. Because people are being conditioned for this technology. And he's going to present this as an upgrade. And he's going to present it under the guise of health. It's all about your health. This man spends billions of dollars to destroy you every day. Okay, through the food, through the chemtrails, through psyops, okay, through wars, through diseases. This man does all these things every day to destroy you, but he's going to present this technology to you as under the banner of health and your well-being. Okay, so let's play this. All right, he's going to present it as a miracle. Okay, you're going to get that.
Are reporting a breakthrough that could potentially help millions of people with vision loss see again. Scientists say they have developed this eye implant and augmented reality glasses that turn video information into electrical waves sent to a patient's brain. And there are currently 38 people in the world that are taking part in this clinical trial. ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton has more. Wow. So, Dr. Sutton, researchers say it's some 84%, a large number, right, of the study's 38 participants have actually regained functional sight. That's incredible. How does this technology work?
It's incredible indeed. This is treating a very common form of vision loss, Kana, called macular degeneration. Just to understand how this disease works, it's incredibly common. Our macula is in the back of our eye. It helps us to interpret the fine images in life. If you think about your eyes as a camera, your macula is that fine point that helps you to focus, that focus point. And what happens is as aging happens, that can be secondary to blood pressure, to smoking, or even a genetic risk. that macula becomes damaged, and that can blur or distort vision, which affects about 1 in 3 adults over the age of 75. Now, this new technology is a two-part device. One part, as you described, is an implanted microchip that is implanted in the back of the eye, as small as a sesame seed. And the second part are glasses that the patient would wear equipped with a camera. That camera transmits images wirelessly to that wireless chip, which then transmits electrical signals to the brain and helps that patient have some level of vision. Incredible. That can help patients read, that can help patients even possibly drive, recognize faces, and give true independence.
So they highlight this one patient, Dr. Sutton, one of those 38 patients who lost her ability to see some decades ago, right? They cite macular degeneration because of it. But this technology is allowing her to actually read again. So if this trial is safe, what does that mean for even someone who's considered legally blind? Would they have access to this?
Well, possibly in the future. It's estimated that nearly 20 million people have some level of macular degeneration in the United States. That balloons up to 200 million worldwide. Now, of course, this is just the initial studies or the initial testing part, what you would call, I guess, the beta phase of this type of device. But the future is bright. You know, as technology proceeds, it's very possible that the access to care can increase. So I'm providing people, again, that level of independence, improving the quality of life for millions of people.
Now to some good news, because for the first time, blind patients have been able to read again thanks to a microchip implanted at the back of the eye. A surgeon at Moorfields Eye Hospital in London, who led the pioneering treatment, says the results are, quote, astounding. Our medical editor, Fergus Walsh, has been to meet Sheila, who says the treatment has changed her life.
Sheila Irwin began losing her sight more than 30 years ago and is registered blind. This is what her world looks like due to a condition called dry age-related macular degeneration, or AMD.
Is it left now? Yeah, it says no, innit? That's it, yeah.
But everything changes when Sheila, who's 70, puts on these special glasses.
They docked at Rhine Tour
She can read again
next day.
for the first time in years. So how is this possible? This tiny microchip, as thin as a human hair, was implanted under Sheila's retina. Here you can see it in position at the back of her eye.
For company.
A camera in the glasses sends a video feed via infrared beam to the chip, which is enhanced by computer. The images on the left are the camera output. Those on the right are what Sheila sees.
Tin of tar paint. Out of this world. Amazing. One happy bunny. I could have cried when I looked, because I haven't seen letters for so long, and then I lit up the word and it was overwhelming.
It's really made a tangible difference to your life.
A big difference entirely, because I read the Post, read books, do crosswords, Sudoku.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be able to read a book again?
Never. Never on your Nelly.
See, I'm just checking the macula. The chip's in an excellent position.
Moorfields Eye Hospital in London played a key role in the international trial. Of 32 blind patients given the implant, 27 were able to read again using their central vision.
This is the first treatment that's been demonstrated to effectively give patients meaningful vision that they can use in their daily life, such as reading, writing.
Patients given the implant, 20 hospital in London played a key role in the international trial. Of 32 blind patients given the implant, 27 were able to read again using their central vision.
So what happened with the other 5? You know, what's their backstory? You see, and the devil knows how to leave out details and to hype himself up. You know, ultimately he's trying to imitate Yahweh Shai. You know, and Yahweh Shai, all right, was far more efficient, and there were true miracles. All right, it was true healing. All right, not putting a plant all behind. How the hell you getting behind my eye? How would you get? How you get behind these people's eyes, man? God damn. What do you have to go through to get behind somebody's eye? Okay. Then you got these crazy ass glasses you got to wear, man. Okay, and go get checked up by this nigga every other week. You know, this devil is not a true healer. He's a fraud. Okay, let's let a little more play.
This is the first treatment that's been demonstrated to effectively give patients meaningful vision that they can use in their daily life, such as reading, writing. So I think this is a major advance. This is pioneering, and I think what you'll find with patients that it is life-changing.
There we go, Sheila.
Thank you.
The technology is not yet licensed or available on the NHS, but offers hope to thousands of patients with Sheila's form of dry AMD.
I'm going to turn off the lights now.
Thank you.
Yep.
It takes concentration, but she's now able to read every letter on an eye chart. Sheila's delight at the new technology is plain to see.
Very impressive. Very good. Very.
Macular degeneration is a really common condition that affects older adults.
So yeah, man, this devil, you know, that's gonna be, you know, the narrative that he's gonna push with this biotech. You know, so Esau took you from, all right, sleepy Joe Biden, all right, to make America great again, to make America healthy again. Now, make America biotech accelerate. Like, huh? They don't even go with the rest of it. You know, that's the left turn, right? That the elites have taken on you, man. And it's through what power and lying wonders. Now, the brother Damawati posted this 2 Thessalonians 2:9. But I want to get a word in there and link it with Revelation. 2 Thessalonians 2:9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay? So this devil on the left-hand side, you know, is constantly presenting these lying wonders. Okay? And when you go here, he comes in the energy of Satan, which is the adversary. All right? But you go into this word, signs, all right, which is the Greek word semeion, which goes into what? A sign, a mark, a token. All right, it says a sign, a prodigy, a portent, i.e., an unusual occurrence transcending the common course of nature. Okay, so as he's pushing his biotech, he's pushing it as, look, this is how we transcend. Okay, just being regular. Okay, the way that the people are created, look, I got something better. Okay, the same game he was running to Adam, he's running the same game on the earth. I got something better. You know? So this is what this devil is getting ready to present. This is how he's presenting his technology to the earth. Okay, as a prodigy, it's transcendent. Okay, and it's the same thing. Okay, in Revelation 13. Okay, and he's making people desperate. All right, you think Eve won't get okay? You know, you think Eve won't merge with technology? Okay, to get them stamps back going. Okay, he can have his way with Eve. He can do all type of experiment. Okay, at this point, you know, you let 2-3 months go by. All right, and Eve is going to be in the front of the line with the sea hill. Okay, and any biotech that this nigga got to offer. Okay, so this is the book of Revelation 13:14. It says, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Okay, so this devil has been doing these miracles, all right, through technology, man. And this through everything, man. His Air Force, in the way, because every nation don't have an Air Force, So this devil, he's done had this Air Force, and just being able to devastate a nation, man. That's a miracle. That's a military miracle, man. The Air Force with that much power, they can do that much damage, and don't have to have boots on the ground. And he did this in the sight of the whole earth, man, on the world stage. Okay, saying to them, and many other things, but it began with them damn airstrikes, man. And the scripture say he made fire to come from heaven. You see, it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. And that's the revival of the Roman Empire. Because pagan Rome was wounded, it fell, but then it was revived during the Renaissance as native in the EU. And now he has the technology, okay, to go with the revival of Rome. Okay, this is Rome 2.0. Okay, with far more technology. You see, and he's pushing the earth to be in the image of pagan Rome. Okay, through what? Through culture, through lifestyle, through and philosophy. Okay, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Okay, he brought back the culture. He brought back the government. Okay, he brought back the spirit of ancient Rome, of pagan Rome. Okay, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right, so this is speaking. It's alive and well. The spirit of ancient Rome is alive. Okay, Esau has revived it. Okay, now he wants to take it to another phase. Okay, and make it digital so we can have more control. Okay, within Rome 2.0. And it says, and call as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, when you go here, all right, those miracles, and it's the same word in 2 Thessalonians 2:9, all right, for signs, all right, the same word, Simeon, Simeon, the same thing, transcending the common course of nature, and I say it began with his military, all right, to have, a air arsenal, okay, an air force, and it just kept going with different tech, and the main thing now is AI. Okay, AI is he's pushing it. Look, we're finna transcend. Okay, and that's another angle he's gonna take. If you don't merge, okay, with his technology, you're not gonna be able to keep up with AI, because AI is transcending. Okay, what it means to be human. So if you don't, all right, merge with the machine, you're not even gonna be compatible with the new world, that I'm about to roll out. Okay, that's another angle the devil is going to take. Okay, so let's go here. I just looked it up, dealing with what we just dealing with the rise of transhumanism. Because this is the devil's wet dream. Okay, to merge people, all right, with machine to give him more control. Okay, it says yes. There is good evidence that transhumanism, the idea that humans, all right, should use technology to transcend, going back to what those miracles, those signs, to transcend our biological limits, is growing in influence and visibility. Below are some of the ways we can see this trend, as well as some of the caveats and questions it raises. Okay, so it says increased interest. It says one article notes 3 years ago we had only 400 members, but today we have about 10,000 members of one transhumanist group online. Okay, and he's conditioned people with these movies, Black Box, and you know, all these different movies, science fiction. Okay, because Hollywood, they know how to romanticize. Okay, this devil's agenda. Okay, whether it's romanticizing Jake being a nigga, the woman being ratchet, or merging with his machines. Okay, Hollywood is psychological warfare. Okay, and it says a trend piece reports that the usage of the term transhumanism in books, all right, Google searches has been rising since 1990. It says the movement has become more global, diverse, younger, more women, broader ethnic backgrounds rather than a very niche, older male futuristic crowd. It says, for example, the World Economic Forum lists brain computer interfaces, the Neuralink, Internet of Bodies, human augmentation as important emerging technologies. Because what did that devil Klaus Schwab say? He say, look, the fourth, okay, the fourth industrial, okay, revolution. Okay, he says you're going to change. Okay, that's going to be the difference. See, the other revolution, the world changed, the outside world changed. He said the fourth one, you're going to change. You see, it says biohacking, body modification, implant sensors, enhancements beyond therapeutic uses are being reported in popular media. Okay, and Esau's a big child, man. He plans on experimenting on you people, to get him closer to achieving immortality on the left hand side. Okay, so he's gonna present this as the greatest, all right, goddamn thing ever, man. Along with the UBI. Okay, he's gonna package this new world order, okay, as what the world's been waiting on. Okay, and it says articles estimate large market potential for human augmentation enhancement technologies. For instance, one claim human augmentation industry valued at 243 billion in 23 are projected to 1.93 trillion, close to 1.4 trillion by 2034. So he's putting billions and trillions into this, man. Okay, he doesn't care about you people starving. He doesn't care about the environment. Okay, it's dying. Animals are dying, plants are dying. He doesn't care about that. Okay? This is what he's on. This is what this devil is leaning into, this AI. Because he thinks he's on to something with this AI. All right, but he's fooled. It says reports suggest that behaviorally and technologically, all right, we are moving toward transhuman concepts. Examples, augmentation of physical cognitive capabilities in businesses and social context, man. So this is what this devil is on. All right. When John the Revelator saw the vision in Revelation 13 and 16, he seen transhumanism. You see, he seen transhumanism, man. So let's go here, get a couple more. Let's get this in Isaiah 47. This is Isaiah 47. I'm getting the NLT. It's Isaiah 47 and 5. It says, "Oh, beautiful Babylon," okay, which is at the head of this Edomite empire, man. Okay, Sit now in darkness and silence. Never again will you be known as the Queen of Kingdoms. Okay, it's over. All right, the status that America, has enjoyed in the earth, the Lord is finna drop that, man. Okay, and everything that the devil, has invested into is finna fall. Okay, because America has been, the military and economic force and the platform for all these enchantments of the earth. Okay, they have the earth and all our rebellion. Okay, so the Lord's finna address the problem, the number one problem of the earth, man, and it's America, this project called America. For I was angry with my chosen people and punished them by letting them fall into your hands. But you, Babylon, showed them no mercy. You oppress even the elderly. You said, I will reign forever as a queen of the world. You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences, man. Okay? So this devil, he's hardened and his mind is just go full steam ahead with this agenda. He's not thinking about consequence for what he's on. He's still like a little badass child and just doing what he wants, not thinking about any consequences, man. Even the fact that you talking about putting a implant behind somebody's eye, man. Like you know, it's like this nigga never say, "Nah, I'm doing too much." Esau never has that moment to like, "I'm okay, yeah, I know I'm Esau, but I'm tripping on this." This nigga like never stop. Okay. It says, listen to this, you pleasure loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure. You say, I'm the only one and there is none other. I will never be a widow or lose my children, man. So this devil in his mind, he's just going to be in this position of authority to where he can do what he wants. That's why he's always planning for 2030, 2035, and by, the industry going to be worth this much in 2034. He's always talking as if he's going to be in power in these future dates. Okay? But the Lord is finna intervene and judge this man. Okay? It says, well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood, the loss of your children. Yes, these calamities will come unto you despite all your witchcraft and magic. Okay, despite all your witchcraft and magic, man. You see? So despite all this man's witchcraft and technology and all the money that he's pouring into this thing, these calamities finna come up on him, man. All right, he's finna lose his kingdom, his authority, and he's finna go into slavery. Okay? There's no enchantment he can do to reverse that. Okay? So this is where we at, man. All right. So I'll leave it there. All right. Yeah, make America Biotech accelerated. This is what this devil is on. Okay. Pure wickedness, man. But the Wadi how by Shema Shai, that he's gonna be stopped. So Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters edify once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.